Welcome to the Traveler Channel 101. In this video, we'll be flying into Portland, Oregon, renting a car and driving straight to Salem. There, we'll be checking out things like the Oregon State Insane Asylum, as well as the Air and Space Museum. We'll also be enjoying some nice restaurants with great views, as well as some nice scenic drives. So come along for the ride.
We've arrived. We hope you enjoy your time wherever your travels take you.
Alright, so we just got off our plane here on the Econ course. We now just have to make our way to the car rental center, head to Enterprise, and get our rental car. Alright, after a little bit of a hike through the Portland airport, we have made it to the car rental center. We are now here at Enterprise. Doesn't look like it should take us too long to get our car here, and hopefully we'll be on the road shortly. We are officially on the road to Salem, just leaving the airport, and we have our Chevy Trailblazer here. I gotta say, it's not too bad. We've got just about an hour drive, and we will be rolling into Salem. We've made it to Salem. We're here at our hotel, Home to Suites by Hilton. Let's go in, get checked in, and look at our room. Alright, so we've already got settled in, so it's a little bit messy, but nice little kitchenette here, full-size refrigerator pretty much. You have a microwave. Here is the bathroom here, really not too bad. There is a desk there on the right, pull-out sofa on the left. We have our king-size bed, TV, little desk area again, and here is the view. It's not much to speak about, but overall, pretty nice room. Now we are going to jump back in the car and meet my aunt and cousin for dinner. Alright, we're here at the Willamette Valley Vineyards where we'll be having dinner. Apparently a lot of people call it Willamette. However, my aunt has informed us that it's actually called Willamette, and the way to remember that is you can say it's Willamette, damn it. Anyway, we all got a laugh out of that, but we are told the views up here are pretty nice, so let's make the drive up, which is already pretty beautiful, and see what it's like. We've just finished dinner. The food was very good, and the views really are very nice up here. You can sit outside. It was a little bit windy today, so we sat inside. But we are going to wrap it up, head back to the hotel, and call it a night. All right, it's the next day here. We've just come down for breakfast. They have a decent little buffet here with a little area where you can make your own breakfast sandwiches. They do have make your own waffles, fresh yogurt, toast. So pretty decent little breakfast buffet. We're going to eat and head to the Insane Asylum. All right, here we are at the Museum of Mental Health. This used to be the Oregon State Insane Asylum. This happens to be where they filmed the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. Hopefully my family doesn't check me in here, but we'll go in and check it out.
Okay, and the reason they built the hospital here in 1883 because at that time in Oregon, our state legislature moved our state capital from Oregon City, which is up near Portland, and they moved it down to Salem. And they legislated that all the state institutions had to be within a couple miles of the state capital. So here's Oregon State Hospital. If you walked outside and walked around our building, directly behind us is Oregon State Penitentiary. And about a mile and a half southwest of here, that used to be Fairview. And that was the institution for the developmentally disabled. They closed in 2000, but they're all within a couple miles of our state capital. The old hospital was fully up and functioning. It had a geriatrics program. It had a medical unit. It had 3 wards that were strictly for adults who were mentally ill but had not committed any kind of crime. They just needed hospitalizations. And they had a children and adolescents program. And then they had a forensics program. A forensics program is patients who committed a crime are mentally ill, or they do drugs, become psychotic, commit a crime. They get sent here to get stabilized on medication so they can go back to the court system and deal with the charges. Currently, all that is here at the hospital now are forensics patients. We have between 500 and 600 patients here currently getting stabilized on medication, so they can go back to the courts to deal with their court system and deal with their charges. Plus, we have people in jails all over the state of Oregon who are mentally ill, waiting to come in here to get treatment so that they can also go back and deal with their charges. So that's what this whole area. This area in here basically gives you little vignettes and little stories about our patients who are here at the hospital, a little bit about their background and history and where they come from, also what their diagnosis is, other statistics.
Here I am.
All right, so here is the portion of the museum that is dedicated to the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They have some of the original props that were in the movie, which is really cool. Over here they have the bench, which is seen in multiple scenes within the movie, most notably the juicy fruit scene. Over here is the broom, which is seen in the movie. It's nice because they show little clips or photos of where those props are used. Here we have the TV, which of course is the same one that is in the movie where the patients are watching the baseball scene.
They're here for the public safety too, and to make sure the public is kept safe. But they're also just like us. Once they're on meds or stabilized.
Here you can see one of the electroconvulsive therapy machines, which the hospital did use. They also did perform numerous lobotomies at the hospital.
It's just the Natural History Museum. It's kind of right down there where the waterfront is and stuff. You just need to ask somebody because it's
The hospital had 12 wards, and the patients were separated within the wards by gender and diagnosis. Here is a look at one of the rooms within the wards. You can see that they are very pretty much prison-like, very small, and would tend to not have any, extra things within them that the patients could remove or hurt themselves with, and that sort of thing. A very interesting story. In 1942, there were 47 patients that died due to poisoning. The story is that there was a patient that was asked to go get milk powder. The patient accidentally, or supposedly accidentally, grabbed cockroach poison, which was put into the scrambled eggs and killed the 47 patients, along with really sickening about 500 other patients. Apparently, it was this incident that also introduced the skull and crossbones on anything that was later labeled as poisonous. The asylum had its own cemetery for patients that passed away and whose bodies were never claimed by their family members. In 1913, in order to make room for additional buildings, the bodies were actually ordered to be dug up and cremated, and they were then placed into these copper cans. From that point forward, the asylum cremated all patients that passed away, and the memorial now holds 3,432 remains of unclaimed patients. That's going to conclude our visit to the Oregon State Insane Asylum. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We really found it to be very interesting. Also, especially makes it more interesting whenever there's been any kind of a movie or anything like that filmed at a site. So the whole history and everything behind it was very interesting. We're back at the hotel. Thought I'd show you some more of the hotel's amenities. Here is their workout room, and then also they have the pool here and a hot tub. So I think we're going to jump in the hot tub and then call it a night. Tomorrow we go to the Space and Aviation Museum. All right, we are now on our way to the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. The drive is absolutely beautiful. There are all kinds of variety of farmlands with different trees that are growing fruits, nuts, that sort of thing. Also, various plants, flowers. So a very beautiful drive along the way. It is about a 45-minute drive or so to Evergreen, where the Aviation and Space Museum is, from Salem. All right, so we have arrived here at the Aviation and Space Museum. Admission for adults is $26. Youth ages 5 to 15 is $12, and children under 5 is free. All right, so as soon as you walk in, you have to take notice of this gigantic airplane here. This is the Spruce Goose. It is a giant aircraft that was used in World War II for flying troops and cargo, and could take off and land in the water. In addition to its sheer size, probably the most impressive thing about this aircraft is that the entire body and wings are entirely made of wood. wanted to point out this aircraft. It is a Beechcraft. I was able to jump out of one of these when I did a lot of skydiving back in the day. Alright, so we walked over to their other building, which hosts their space exhibit, as well as some additional aircraft. This is included with the general admission. So this giant missile is the Titan II, originally developed as a ballistic intercontinental missile. It was later converted or used as a rocket for space exploration.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Alright, the whole family really enjoyed this Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. Well worth the drive if you happen to be in Salem or anywhere near this area. We are now going to conclude this exhibit and head back into Salem and grab some dinner. We are back in Salem at the Creekside Golf Course, about to have dinner here at Danny's on the Green. It already looks pretty nice. It should have some really good views and hopefully some good food.
Well, this place we stayed in.
Here is a look at the restaurant. The views of the golf course are very nice. The food was excellent. The guys all had steaks and the ladies had chicken primavera. We all thought it was great. So this is a great diner we found, the Sassy Onion, home of the world's greatest French toast. We all absolutely love this place, so if you are in Salem and get the chance, by all means, come and eat here. Well, I forgot to mention when we were at the Sassy Onion that it is our last day here. We have arrived at the Portland airport back in Portland, getting ready to board our flight. We are now here at the United Club, a great place to just kind of sit and reflect on our trip. Overall, we absolutely loved everything. The views, the drives, the scenery, everything here is really amazing, very green. We really loved the old Oregon State Insane Asylum. Also, the Aviation and Space Museum was excellent. So if you are in the Portland area and have a chance to get down to Salem, we highly recommend doing those activities. But overall, we really love this trip, and we are looking forward to coming back another time. Our next trip will be taking us to Cancun and Mahahual, Mexico, where we will also be applying for residency. So if that's something that interests you, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.